Hi guys! Welcome back to Harry Potter month. Today's video I thought I would just take a special look at the books. The books of Harry Potter are the base of the fandom, even though the movies have probably expanded the fandom and as the theme parks have, but we wouldn't have the movies or the theme parks without the books. So I thought today I would talk about the 7 books and rank them from least awesome to most awesome according to myself. So let's get to it. Number 7, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's my least favorite book, but it does not mean that it is a bad book by whatever means. It is a wonderful book, but I feel like it's more or less kind of the same as the first one. There is a cool mystery and there's a cool twist to it, but it kind of follows similar beats and whimsy to the first book. It doesn't really progress much of anything, but it's still a really good book. Number 6, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I gotta be honest, when I read Half-Blood Prince for the first time, I was just kind of, alright, that was a book. It was a follow-up to Order of the Phoenix, which I really enjoyed, and it was a build-up to the last book, so I felt it should just kind of have a little bit more oomph to it. I will say, though, that every time I read it, I like it a bit more, so who knows, maybe after a few more subsequent readings, it'll move up in my personal rankings. But, you know, as of right now, it is number 6. Number 5, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, I know, it is the first book in the series, and I guess it could be kind of considered sacrilege to have it as so low on the list. I love it, and it literally started everything, but I much prefer the more story-driven books later in the series, the more darker, more heavier, more meatier books. This one has a lot of meat to it, but it's also kind of small, but it's still a beautiful, wonderful children's book, and I love it to pieces. I love you so much. Number 4, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Yeah, I lost the cover to this one. I'm sorry. Here's what it looks like. Goblet of Fire is kind of the in-between book. The first 3 books are more standalone stories. They don't really connect with one another. And then the last 3 books kind of follow in a story. They progress off of each other. The 4th one starts kind of like the first 3 as kind of like a standalone story, but then by the end it actually kicks off the story of what's happening in the last 3 books. I think J.K. Rowling has said that it's actually her least favorite of the 7, and you know, I can see why. I feel like it's kind of like an action movie. It's good and it's entertaining, but there's not a whole ton of meaningful substance to it. You guys are gonna hate me for saying. But it's still a really fun book, and it's a really great book, and I wish I could find the cover for it. Getting into the top 3, baby. They're the creme de la creme. Number 3, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Before my favorite book came out, this one was my favorite. And I think it's just because it really kind of delves deeper into Harry Potter as a character and his parentage and what that means to him. And also, it had one of the best twists in a Harry Potter book. Up until that point, it was completely a WTF moment when it happened. I was shocked when I read it. It was crazy. It's such a great book, and it's definitely my favorite of the first 3. Number 2, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Yep, this is the last book in the series, and I love it. I love it so much. I'm gonna be honest, the first time I read it, I was kind of like, I wasn't disappointed, but I was more, okay, it's over. Did I really love it like I love the other ones? And I think I did, but I wasn't quite sure. But kind of like with Half-Blood Prince, every time I read it, I find more things that I love about it, and it has become my second favorite. And maybe if I read it more and just appreciate it more, it might become my favorite. I'm not above saying that. 3 three subsequent chapters in here, The Prince's Tale, The Forest Again, and King's Cross, are my favorite chapters in all of Harry Potter. They're beautifully written, and I cry every single time I read them. They're so great, and that's why I really love Deathly Hallows. Even though there's some plot conveniences and just things that happen that you're like, wait, what? There's so much depth and heart and meat in it, and I love it a lot. And number 1, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now, this one is a little divisive among the fandom. I feel like it's either your favorite one or your least favorite one. I can definitely see why it can be someone's least favorite Harry Potter book because it is so long. You know, it's a slow build, but you know, once it gets to that build, it's a good build, and I love it. I just love Order of the Phoenix. It really starts the plot of the Harry Potter series. I feel like it really gives Harry a purpose. It gives him something to strive for. It gives him a mission. But there you have it. That was my completely subjective ranking of the Harry Potter books. I'm sure all of you guys who have read the Harry Potter books have different orders because everyone responds to each individual book in different ways. So let me know in your comments what your rankings are, what your thoughts on all 7 books are, and what your favorites are, what your least favorites are, and why you love each Harry Potter book, because each one of them, even if I love some more than others, are wonderful and great, and I just feel like reading them right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week with another Harry Potter themed video. Bye!